Okay, I'm going to go through those two questions that you asked for. I'm in the right section and activity, and so this question, and then obviously you'll see the other question in a second, is my question 2 and 3. I hope they're the same for you. I don't think Knowledge Hook should change them around too much. If they're not, send me a screenshot of those pictures. Besides that, hopefully this helps. Okay. So what is the distance from the ranger's tower to the fire? So we need to find this distance here, right? So I can label that as x. So we need to determine if we're going to use sine or cosine law. Now, the section that we're in is sine law, so obviously we're going to use sine law. But on the final, I'm not going to tell you which one to use. So it's always good to be able to recognize it. In this case, we're using sine law because we have an angle across from a side length, okay? So we need that in order to use sine law. If we didn't have that, we would use cosine law. And that, in this case too, 97 is across from the value of which we're trying to find. So that's also helpful too, because we don't have to do extra math to get what we need. So if we look at our sine equation, it's sine A over A, sine B over B, sine C over C. So we have 3 options because triangles have 3 sides and 3 angles. We don't need to use all 3. We only use 2. And with respect to A, B, and C, students just tend to do that, or it's there for students to help them label it and keep everything together. You guys, you're grade 10 academic, I'm pretty sure you don't need that, and yeah, okay. So essentially, yeah, we only need 2 because we're only comparing the 2. So what we also need to do is we also need to keep the same stuff together. So I've highlighted my 97 and my axis green, I'll put those there, and then I'll put my blue guys in here. Okay, so we have to keep it together as well, because those are in perspective of each other. Okay, it's 46 meters long, that's why it's 34 degrees to an extent. Okay, it also depends on the other 2 angles, but yeah. Okay, so sine A, so I'm going to do sine 34 over, now its associated side, which is 46. And then I'm going to do sine 97 over x, because that's the side length, okay? So these guys are my angles, and these are my sides. So we have to keep it with proportion to each other, okay? So now we can just solve for x. So algebra plays a part here. Hopefully you're good at rearranging things. I think you guys have been pretty good. So I'm going to do 46 times sine 97 divided by sine 34, 81.6, meaning about 82 meters is my answer. Okay? Which makes sense because 34 degrees is associated with 46 meters, so 97 degrees is a bigger angle, so this side length should be bigger, and that would rule out 27, and then yeah. Okay, so I do hope that helps. I'm going to do the other one as well. Like I said, what I recommend is you trying it. I hope this works. Yeah, I recommend you trying it and then seeing if you can get it yourself. So this one, the triangle's really small. If you want to redraw it, go for it. Obviously, that wouldn't do you any harm. I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger. So we have A, I have C, I have B, I've got 102, I've got 68, I've got 12. Okay, so obviously this isn't in ratio, but yeah. What is the distance from A to B? So again, A to B, so that's my side. So I need this side, that means I'm definitely using this angle here, right? So those two are going to be partnered with each other. And then the other side that I have is 12, but as you can see, its partner's not there. But the other angle that I have is 68, and again, as you can see, its partner's not there. So what you can do is either solve for this angle or solve for this side, and then we can use sine law. Well, solving for this angle would be way easier because all you have to do is, 180. Why are you doing this to me? There we go. Okay. 180 minus 102 minus 68. Okay? Minus 68. Okay, so that's 10. So again, if we set up our equation, I'm just going to get rid of that so it doesn't cover our answers. So in this case, we have more numbers. Now again, as I said, you only need to use 2 of these 3 equations, right? Because it's all we need. We're just comparing one ratio with respect to the other. If you were to set it up, now I'm going to go the long way. If you were to set it up by letter, which is already, the letters already match, which is nice, I'm going to put in sine 10 over 12. Sine 68 over nothing, which we don't have, so I'm going to do a question mark. Then we have sine 102 over x. Well, obviously, this is our most important thing to solve for, right? So I have to use that equation first, or as well. This has all the values to it. We can only have one unknown. We can't solve an equation with 2 unknowns, so we're not even going to use this guy. Okay, even though we have some of the information. Okay, so we're not even going to use it, and that's okay. We don't need to use all the stuff. Okay, that looks awful, so I'm just going to fix that. What's that, 102? Okay, and then solve. So I'm going to do sine 102 times 12 divided by sine 10, 67.5, or about 68 meters. Okay, I do hope that helps. Let me know if it doesn't. If these weren't the questions, like I said, that you asked for, send me a screenshot of them, okay?